Hey everyone, semiconductor stocks have performed relatively well in the last 6 months, the last 3 months, and to start 2024 overall. So it's understandable that investors are interested in Broadcom stock, one of the leading semiconductor stocks in the markets today. So in this video, I'll go over what investors should know about Broadcom before considering an investment in this excellent semiconductor technology company.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy
So
now.
here's Broadcom at a glance. In 2023, the company generated 35.8 billion in revenue, and it's got one of the industry's broadest intellectual property portfolios with over 23,000 patents. Now, the way Broadcom maintains its position as one of the leading semiconductor companies is through aggressive spending on research and development. 5.3 billion in spending on research and development in 2023 is a significant percentage of its overall revenue. If you divide 5.3 billion by 35.8 billion, you'll notice the company is spending more than 10% of its revenue on research and development. That's on the higher end of this metric according to market participants. Now, that level of investment has turned out to provide benefits. If this company was not providing benefits from those investments, I would suggest they decrease that investment. But I'm not doing that with Broadcom because they've demonstrated their spending leads to significant revenue, profit, and cash flow. So I like to see them continue this investment because it's delivering results. So for its fiscal year 2024, it generated the majority of its revenue from semiconductor solutions and the rest from infrastructure software. This includes networking, server storage, broadband, wireless, industrial use cases, and then for infrastructure, they work with mainframe, distributed cybersecurity, SAN, which is storage area networking, and cloud infrastructure. So they have their hands in a wide assortment of areas and they generate revenue according to this breakdown here. And you could see Semiconductor Solutions is more than 50% of the company's fiscal year 2024 revenue, based on what they expect, I should say, for 2024. So they have some high performance areas here. They deal with enterprise technology where they work with switching solutions, routing. They also work with service providers with the physical layer, and they also work with hyperscale data centers such as Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud to provide optical interconnectivity and Ethernet NIC. So you can see the company has its toe in a lot of areas here. It generates revenue from a lot of different segments. So in terms of the server storage connectivity, it does on-premises and cloud. So whether a company wants Broadcom to come in and deliver and increase its enterprise on-premise solutions, or if a company wants to go with cloud computing, then it works with the hyperscalers like AWS I mentioned earlier to increase their capabilities in that area. So it's got its areas in both solutions. Now the industry is shifting more so towards the cloud. So Broadcom is likely going to generate more revenue from that segment compared to the on-premise, but still not every company wants to go to the cloud. Some companies prefer to have their IT on site and have their capabilities on site and not go in the cloud. Broadcom also operates in mobile device connectivity, things like smartwatches, smartphones, tablets, and laptop computers. That's an area where Broadcom significantly saw some headwinds in 2023 as the replacement cycle was edged out longer. It's likely to see a turnaround in this segment in 2024 and beyond as these electronics that were purchased in 2020 and 2021 start to need to be replaced starting in 2024 and beyond. Longer term, I want you to understand economies and scale. Economies and scale is one of the most desirable characteristics you can find in an investment. In the example I have created here, sales grow from 100 in year 1 to $115.76 in year 4, while net income more than doubles from $4.50 to $9.47 in year 4. This company demonstrates economies in scale. As its revenue grows, its profits grow by a larger magnitude. Not every company can achieve this kind of effective growth. Here's how it works. This is a typical categorization of an income statement of a publicly traded company. Cost of goods sold is what's called a variable expense. That means cost of goods sold is connected to sales. Other expenses like interest, general and admin, and depreciation are not connected to sales. You can see here depreciation stays the same at 25 whether sales increase or not. The same is true for interest expense. It stays the same whether sales grows or not. You can understand your interest payments do not increase when your sales increase. Overall, businesses typically have a mixture of fixed expenses that are unrelated to sales and variable expenses that are. When sales increase, the business leverages those fixed expenses, as we see in this example, and profits grow by a larger magnitude than the increase in sales. Okay, so now that you understand that metric, Broadcom has been one of the best at demonstrating economies in scale. 45.93% operating profit margin. That's up from less than 24% in 2015. And finally, when you're thinking about an investment like Broadcom, you want to understand the valuation. And according to its forward price to earnings ratio, Broadcom stock is not expensive on its own, but relatively speaking, it's trading at an expensive price according to its own past. If you look at its forward price to earnings ratio of 22.66, it's near the top of its valuation going back all the way to early 2021, where it was trading at a forward PE of around 12. That being said, Broadcom's prospects are much better going forward for the next 2 years than they were at any point in 2021, 2022, or 2023. So you can understand the valuation is justified because its prospects are improved. So these are the factors that those of you that are interested in Broadcom stock should consider before making an investment in this stock. Now, I have Broadcom stock rated as a buy. I also have a playlist on Broadcom stock. You can go out and check out all my videos on Broadcom, and I suggest doing your due diligence before getting into and purchasing Broadcom stock. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.